Hey guys, what is up?
It is Thedapperpeng here, and as you can see in front of me, I have Ilmangos Melon and Pumpkin farm. However, with snapshot 16W40A, this design was actually broken when translocation piston elevators were, well, they were fixed. Mojang realized it was a bug and they fixed it, took it out of the game, so they no longer work. Ilmangos' original design was to take the elevator up, take the minecart up, and then it would do its rounds. It would look almost exactly the same as this. Keep going down, then it would drop off its items, then it would go back up, and it would come back down, drop off its items, and that would just be a continuous loop. However, now that the translocation piston elevators are broken, that no longer works. As you can see over here, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. So I have come up with a fix for it. However, even if translocation piston elevators were still working, I think that this design would be the way to go. I think it's much more efficient and I think it looks a lot cleaner as well. So dive right into the changes. I'm not going to go through a step-by-step on how to build this, but if you want to see how to build the original, then I'll leave a link to Ilmangos' video in the description so you can check out how to build it. Then you can watch this and just see the changes that I've made. Alright, so on the bottom layer, the first thing that you might notice is if I go into, you can see that there is no longer a little jump here that you have to do. This just goes straight down and straight back up. This is because with my design, this minecart with hopper is constantly going back and forth, collecting the drops from here, and that's why this block is here, because it hits that, then it turns back around and keeps going. With the jump, like it was in Ilmangos, it can't do that when it's going backwards. It will just fall through. It will just fall through the hole and hit the floor. So, yeah, that's not there anymore. Now, this does reduce efficiency by about one pumpkin and 2 melons in about 30 minutes, because the pumpkins and melons that fall right on these, on this one here, you can't really see that, but yeah, next to the glowstone, they won't actually be collected by the minecart as it's falling down into this little hole. Now, this is a worthy sacrifice. It's barely anything. It's really not worth worrying about. You could watch this thing for ages, and very, very few melons and pumpkins would actually fall on those spots. You would have to be really unlucky to get more than 3 or 4 drops per hour. So, yeah, that's the first change, and yes, that does reduce efficiency. However, it's a small sacrifice for how much efficiency this thing gains. So yeah, I'll just go back. So the first things you would have noticed were these funny looking things sticking out of the sides. Now, this is Impulse SV's very simple drop-off station design. I'll leave a link to that video in the description as well. But pretty much what happens, minecart with hopper will come around, we'll just wait for it here. Yeah. It will come around and it will put its drops in, and then it will, once it's put its drops in, that rail, the powered rail, will activate again, and it will, yeah, it'll be on its way again. So as you can see, it's actually got no drops in it right now. That's very odd. Nothing seems to be growing. Oh, there's one. Yep, so we'll see it. We'll just show you what happens. So yeah, it's picked up those melons. It's coming around, and then it will put its stuff in. It will stop, and once all the stuff is in the chest and out of the hopper, that rail will activate again, and it will be back on its way. So then it just keeps doing that. It's just a continuous cycle. It will bounce off this block, and it will just keep going back and forth, putting all of its drops into this chest. However, if you watch Impulse's video, he will tell you that this has to be a chest here, this, it can't be just a hopper going down into your storage system. However, it's barely an inconvenience, because you can just put hoppers underneath it, like that, and then all your drops will go through. So just think of this chest as another hopper. It doesn't do anything to your efficiency or whatever, it's fine. It's just, yeah, so you can have that there. And yeah, so that's the new drop-off station. So, pretty much that's about it. It's the change that I've made is just having 2 different minecarts going instead of one just being elevated back to the top. And this means that whenever a pumpkin or melon grows, it will be harvested or be broken almost instantly, because this hopper with minecart is going to be continuously going back and forth. With Ilmangos, if you build it 10 stories high, there would be like all these pumpkins and melons would be grown, and by the time it gets down here, you would have wasted so much time. But as you can see with this design, none of the pumpkins or melons stay. See, this one, it's about to be broken. They don't stay for longer than 20 seconds, which means if they're destroyed faster, another one grows faster, which will increase this thing's efficiency by quite a bit. It's a lot more than you would think. So, and I think that's a small price to pay for having to use an extra hopper and minecart. So that's pretty much the main change. So obviously this thing can be stacked as many times as you want. I've got this drop-off station here. Obviously, with only one layer, this doesn't actually need to be here, because obviously that's never going to have anything in it. It's not collecting anything. But I just put it here to show you that if you do multiple layers, then it's best to have these drop-off stations staggered. So as you can see how I've got here, I've just got a hopper line coming out of the bottom of this chest, going straight into that chest, so then it keeps going down into your storage system or wherever you want it to go. If it was out this side where this one is, then you would have to have the hopper line coming down and like around this thing. You'd have to dodge the redstone torch, and it would just be it would be very difficult. You would have a very wonky hopper line. So just for convenience, always build it in a staggered line. So if you build another one on top of this, then have it out this side, so then the hopper line can run into this chest, and then down into this chest and down into your storage system. Remember, the chest is just another hopper. Don't think of it as reducing efficiency or slower, it's just another hopper. So it's not going to do anything to your farm. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the change that I've made. It's almost exactly the same. Go and watch Ilmangos' video if you want to build it. As you can see, it's still ridiculously efficient. This has been going for like, what, probably it was like a minute before the start of the video. So it's already got all those drops, and it will keep going. And yeah, thanks for watching. This has been the Thedapperpeng, and I'm out.